Holiday Cup for the Ultra League is here. This is Pallet Town PvP and I'm FishOnAHeater. We're going to take a look at the basics of the Holiday Cup meta in 5 minutes. Now, like I said, this is just your basic chat. If you want to take a look at a complete breakdown of the meta, full of all these, matchup analysis and whatnot, we have a live streamed chat here on this channel every Tuesday night US time. We do that for every meta, and you can check out the VOD for that one here. In the meantime, here is your basics, and we're basically thinking that the meta will revolve around these 3 Pokemon in, more or less. Aurorus, Altered Giratina, and Obstagoon. Particularly the Obstagoon, which does very, very well against the Aurorus with the counters and cross-chops being double super effective. Also does very well against the Altered Giratina, but the big thing is that all the things that normally counter your Obstagoon aren't there. What are you normally worried about as an Obstagoon user? Fairies and counter users, right? These are the fairies that are eligible. You've got Alolan Ninetales at number 43, and then the next one down is Tapu Koko at 128. Alolan Ninetales will be very good, so don't sleep on that, but then there's really nothing else after that. And your counter users. It's just Obstagoon, then Galarian Zapdos. Vigoroth you're not going to see. You're not going to see Ursaring or Breloom anywhere. Now, while there aren't any counter users around, there are Pokemon that have fighting moves. So, Regice does have Focus Blast, wouldn't necessarily go with that. You've got things like Double with Double Kick, Body Slam, and Payback, which is going to be huge. Virizion is probably our favorite Pokemon in this meta. The Sacred Sword will one-shot the Aurorus and almost one-shot the Obstagoon, or at least take it, in double kick range. We recommend Stone Edge over Leaf Blade, because not only will Stone Edge allow you to one-shot a Charizard and a Talonflame, but it will also give you some play against Altered Form Giratina if you happen to get stuck in that matchup. Snorlax with its superpower, double super effective against the Obstagoon and the Aurorus. Beware is interesting, because Obstagoon doesn't actually have that dominant a matchup against an Altered Giratina running Dragon Breath. Beware is much, much more dominant, but then if you want to run that, you are sacrificing other things, so you do have to be careful. And that's probably it for the fighting moves. Now, if we take a look at the typings separately, in this cup, you've got your normal types, and we've basically talked about everything here except Miltank, which you can run Tackle or Rollout, and that Ice Beam makes it a nice ghost killer. You've got your grass Pokemon. Abomasnow is going to be good against your Giratina, obviously. It has a pretty even matchup with Virizion, and the Aurorus won't like an Energy Ball. However, of course, the Aurorus has the Meteor Beam, which Abomasnow is going to hate, and the Meteor Beam will KO, where the Aurorus will be able to survive an Energy Ball. Credilli and Ferrothorn and Trevenant, they have play. They've got a place in the meta, but I think all of the more dominant Pokemon in this meta are going to kind of push them down in their usage. You've got your Electrics, and Shadow Magneton is the highest ranked electric. That is because of the combination of Magnet Bomb and Discharge, which they both are very balanced with each other, as opposed to like Magnezone here, where it's Wild Charge and Mirror Shot. In most situations, Mirror Shot is going to be just a bait move. It's not doing anything on its own, and you're relying on Wild Charge, whereas Magneton, it's just, you can rely on either depending on the situation. Having said that, the Mirror Shot is double super effective against the Aurorus, and even though, Mirror Shot is weaker, you can still take out an Aurorus in 2 Mirror Shots, instead of the one for the Magnet Bomb. You've got Alolan Golem, you've got Zekrom, might be a bit hard to use, you've got Togedemaru, and you've got Galvantula. There are other interesting picks, which I encourage you to take a look at. You've got your Ice types, talked about Aurorus, Kyurem with new Glaciate, which is basically Icy Wind with 5 less energy. That's going to be really worth a look. Obviously, again, Meteor Beam from Aurorus, it's just wreaking havoc. It doesn't want to take any of that. Piloswine, I consider Piloswine to be a little bit like Frostlass with worse typing, where if you give it an energy lead, shield advantage, you know, bring it in the end game. It can close out matches. You can take your pick between Stone Edge and High Horsepower, depending on what you need for your team, but I'm looking more at High Horsepower because you can actually still beat your Charizards and Talonflames with Avalanche. It's just a little bit harder. And then finally down here, you've got, you've got your Walrein, of course. You got HisuianAHeater, which is going to be really nice, and Articuno it can actually, even though it's an Ice type, it can beat Charizard and Talonflame with the power of the Ancient Power. Then you've got your Flyers, Charizard, Talonflame, and we don't think there's any reason to run Moltres if you're running Charizard, but it's there as well. Celesteela, look, it's promising, but we don't think it's there. And then your Ghosts, I've basically covered everything there, and which means that's it. That's the whole meta. We've done it. So let us know in the comments what you're planning on running, kind of teams you're looking at putting together, and good luck with your Holiday Cup battles.